HeyImAmethyst here. This video is going to be a bit different than my gaming videos that I have been posting on my channel. I wanted to talk about something that has been happening in the art commentary community that has been going on for a few months now. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I have been watching this happening and like from the sidelines, and it genuinely made me upset. And I am part of the art community, and just seeing how others, at least in this part of the art community, I'm just shocked by how this drama has affected everyone in it. And I feel like that maybe I could try and give my perspective, a bystander's perspective on the matter that's going on. However, I won't be covering a huge chunk of the drama, mainly because it's confusing and long as heck, and there are two videos made by this person. Don't know how I should refer to them as, since the videos were posted on two different channels. But those two videos, though that person did a fabulous job covering it in a neutral manner, I will link them in the description below. The videos are pretty long, almost 4 hours in total, but they are worth the watch considering there's so many moving parts of the situation, so many Twitters, so many DMs, back and forth. It's a mess. But anyway, let's get into it. Hopeless Peaches, an art commentary YouTuber, has gotten a lot of backlash these past few months due to her mistreatment of other people in the community. I used to watch her content during the summer of last year, and I was a fan of her content. I loved her videos, and I wanted to participate in her community. But after hearing all the problems she's caused and watching the drama take hold, I was really disappointed with her. When her video addressing the allegations came out, I didn't even want to watch it because, well, it was an hour long, and from looking at the comments and the like to dislike ratio, I assumed it wasn't a good video either. From that moment, I hopped on Twitter and went to her account and just left a comment saying how disappointed I was of her. Now, I was pretty heated when I made these comments. I was pretty much going off of what the comments were saying, what the dislike and like ratio was, and the fact that it was an hour long. I assumed that it was kind of just like, those videos where, like when there's dramas where the person receiving the allegations just makes this lengthy video or some type of video, and they deflect blame and they just make excuses and they don't take accountability for the actions. I kind of assumed that it was like that. Now, in her video, she did make a few valid points, which is discussed in those two videos that I linked down in the description. But overall, I feel like she could have structured the video well. She could have, at least make an apology at one point, because she didn't really address the fact that she mistreated a few people in the community. So I could have tried waiting a little bit before making this comment, but I honestly was just really disappointed in how she went about handling the situation. Tried my best not to insult her, not to try and, what is. I just wish that the community, that all the harassment that she's been getting, I just wish that the people involved with, commenting and leaving all those hateful comments, like, they don't necessarily, what she needs is criticism. She doesn't need harassment. And I wish that people who are going to be commenting just give helpful and constructive criticism, not insult her, not throw out the KYS all over the place, you know, because at the end of the day, it just makes you just as bad as her if you're going to leave those types of comments. And I know I did curse in these few replies, but I try not to do anything of this sort. This may come off as a little bit aggressive, but at the time I was heated, really heated. More of the drama ensued until she deleted her Twitter, and at least at the time of this recording, beforehand I thought she deleted her Twitter and made a new one, but now looking back at the tweet, it seems like she just deleted it after she came back. So I don't think this is a new Twitter account she's made, but given the fact that the comment above it no longer says that this tweet was deleted, it came from an account that no longer exists, and now says this tweet was deleted by the tweet author, it kind of, I think, I can only assume that after she came back, she just deleted all of her tweets prior. So it's kind of sus, if you ask me. She has made some initial posts when she came back, but pretty much after that, she went on posting art and posting question, like kind of like this question answer, ask things from bobbers. I can't find the English to describe them. She's basically been doing that, but it's kind of like she just went about it as if nothing really happened. She didn't really address anything, and I don't know. That's the vibe that I'm getting, that maybe she's trying to avoid the problem and not really take in the criticism that she's been getting. But I don't know. And Peaches recently has been talking to another YouTuber in the community, the commentary community, known as Harley TBS. Harley came to Peaches wanting her side of the whole drama for a video that he's working on. In my opinion, I feel like those two videos I mentioned early in this video does a pretty good job at explaining everything, and I'm not sure if he has seen them or not, but seeming how this drama has been going on for so long, mainly because there has been misinformation spreading around, I am a bit scared of how his video may turn out. This drama has been so rage and headache inducing, it's insane. And I'm sure a lot of people in this community were still hoping for an official apology from Peaches. At that point in time, she didn't post an apology, and at least not that I know of, she hasn't really properly apologized privately to the people she has affected, and not publicly. I want to point out how I just found it strange that she just deleted her Twitter and then waited until she got into more conflict to write an apology. Like, I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but why didn't she just, try and make that apology a little bit, of a priority? Like, take some time off, evaluate yourself, self-reflect, and then make the apology the first thing, or one of the first things that you do when you come back. I don't know. About 2 days ago, at least from the time that I wrote this, is probably now 3, Kai, another commentary YouTuber that has been affected by Peach's behavior, if you've seen the 2 videos I mentioned, you would know who he is. He made a tweet calling out Peaches for speaking on his and Amia's, another art commentary YouTuber also affected by Peaches, behalf. These screenshots show Peaches lying about them in a Discord server, which is a server around Harley's channel. I guess it's a fan server, but in another comment that Harley made, he says that he doesn't own it because he handed the server to someone. But that makes me think that he owned the server before then. I don't know, maybe it's just the wording. And Harley comments on this post and just starts arguing with Kai. It's a whole mess, but I will try to simplify it in the best way I can. Harley says that Kai is being immature and that he is going after someone having a breakdown. Kai responds, saying that if they want to vent, that's fine, but they shouldn't lie about him and his friends. After a bit of comments from another person, Harley responds that if Kai knows that those claims are false and you have proven otherwise, people who care about your side will seek it out, and the only reason to continue this is if you have a guilty conscience. Now let me just pause for a second and just... What? Anyway, Kai responds that it's not, and that's manipulative, and the reason that he's doing this is because it's not true, and to not assume his intentions. Harley responds, then talk to me in private. He claims that he is not calling him guilty, and he also is not calling Peaches innocent. He's saying that the way this comes across is extremely malicious. Kai then says both of you to assume that he's not responding maturely. And that Harley has allowed Peaches to do this, and it is on him to keep it from happening again. Harley says that he's not allowing Peaches to do crap, and to not blame him because he allows people to discuss freely on his server. And yeah, that's it for that first argument. They go into another argument which I will discuss in a bit, but right now, oh my gosh, I just want to screech. Can I just point out that he says my server, but in another comment he says that he doesn't own it? What? Harley, do you own the server or not? If you don't own it, then yes, Kai, he didn't allow it to happen. If Harley did own the server, then why, Harley, did you allow it to happen? This would cause Peaches more trouble if you didn't stop her. There are people in that server clearly looking at what she's doing since this screenshot was taken and shown to Kai. But even if you didn't, or even if you do or don't own the server, it's not like Harley would have been able to control it anyway, because he claims that when Peaches vented, he was asleep. Harley, even though that you may say or think that you're not biased towards Peaches, your arguments here say otherwise. Throughout this drama, Peaches has constantly kept speaking on Omnia and Kai's behalf. It's not immature of him to call her out on this. Kai has every right to call her out, whether it be public or not. It is not a question of his intentions. In fact, this tweet shows that Peaches is not ready to come back to social media. She hasn't even been back for that long yet, and she is still getting herself into issues. And why in the absolute heck should Kai DM you, Harley? You have not been directly involved with Peaches or affected by Peaches or involved in the drama in general. You came to Peaches after the fact, offering to hear her side. You yourself can talk to Peaches and tell her that she shouldn't have lied, but Kai doesn't need to DM you. You then say that you're not calling him guilty, but you say he's immature, attacking him for this post, and that you're not calling Peaches innocent, but you fail to mention anywhere that you don't agree with her lying. And along with the in your last tweet in this thread, it doesn't look like you are holding her accountable for what she did or for any of her actions, to be honest. From what I'm gathering from this situation so far, you are just asserting yourself into a situation, making it about you when it isn't about you. Kai posted another tweet quoting a tweet Peaches made, shown on this tweet here, and Harley also responded to this tweet. Kai and him argue over Omnia's choice of thumbnail in one of her videos about Peaches, and that's where I made my comment shown here. Like I stated in my comment, Harley is just making it about him, and he is not being neutral at all in this situation. If you were neutral, Harley, you wouldn't be arguing with one of the parties involved like this, and you're just being unnecessarily aggressive, man. Given how Harley is acting dismissive on Twitter, I fear that his video or documentary or whatever might end up spreading more misinformation. I don't know if he has all the info of what happened over the past few months, but if he's going to do crap like that on Twitter, then I can only assume that he will only do more harm than good. If Peaches wants to move on, she needs to stop talking about Kai and Omnia and focus on herself. Since she has been back, she has been gotten herself into more trouble and stress. I don't trust that her recent apology was genuine because A, I feel that should have been a top priority when she came back, and B, because of the posts she made in Discord and tweets like this. A common problem with her is that when she panics and gets overwhelmed, she misrepresents people and gets defensive. I do understand what it's like to have anxieties like that, but that's no excuse to lie. Peaches should have really took some more time off to reflect and give herself more self-care and talk to a therapist or for more healthy ways to handle those anxieties. Peaches, I really had hope that you would truly reflect on yourself and do better. But since you've been back, you have been causing more issues. I really do think that you should truly take some more time off and focus on yourself. If you are still holding on to the situation like this, it means that you are not ready to be back. This whole drama in a whole just is an example why I have trust issues. This drama has shown the true colors of some of the toxic people and hypocrites in the commentary community and also the art commentary community, and this drama has just been back and forth misinformation, and a couple of the females in this drama are just having these petty mean girl arguments and dramas, and it's really unnecessary. None of this would have happened if the people involved in this drama were to just be the bigger person and take accountability for their actions and truly apologized for what they did. Some of the people in this community that I was a fan of and that I wanted to interact with their communities, it's like a lot of those people, pretty much like half of the art commentary community at least, is just, I can't trust that they will be unbiased. I can't trust that they are really good people. They end up being the same very people that they are criticizing. Some of the people in this art commentary community and in the commentary community in general, really, I feel like they shouldn't really be in this community because they end up, doing more harm than good. And it kind of also ties into another thing that I wanted to comment on, that you shouldn't really put YouTubers that you're such a huge fan of up on this pedestal, because at the end of the day they are still human. They do make mistakes just like how we make mistakes, and it's important that you just don't glorify them so much, especially when that particular YouTuber turns out to be this toxic and really mean person. And even if that YouTuber is a really mean person, you still shouldn't be blindly supporting them. You should take their side, per- take the other side of the situation, and just criticize people for the right things. Don't just harass them. Don't harass any of the parties involved and stuff like that. Because if you end up harassing people in this drama, like people in drama that in general, you just end up being just as bad as the people that are being under fire for those same actions. It's always important to just, give criticism where criticism is due. Like, it's not okay to just blindly harass. It's not okay to just blindly support, especially if the person in question is not a really good person. It's just important to, keep balance in general. Like, at least for me, I didn't really hold any of my YouTubers up on a pedestal like that, especially in the same way that some people in certain communities just are just blindly obsessed with certain people. Um, but I am very disappointed to see how a lot of creators in this community are just harassing each other and just not being mature people, especially in this situation. I feel like the people who just got bullied and got harassed the most was Omnia and Kai. They just haven't had a break since the beginning of the drama, and it's really disappointing and really sad to see the pretty much half of the arts community and and the commentary community just dogpile on them, especially without really allowing them to have time to defend themselves, not listening to their points of view and just arguing with them. It's also sad to see, and it's also especially sad to see when you consider that both of these people are African American. It's really disheartening to see that, especially when the questions of race come into play in the situation. Like, it's really sad to see some of the comments that were being made in regards to that as well. So it just makes this whole situation just keeps pushing me further and further away from the art commentary community, and some of the larger parts of the art community in general, because of how clicky and how aggressive things can really be. Like, a lot of people in this community just blindly support their friends without really giving criticism, and they are just, it's a lot. Like, I really do want to participate in some of the communities that are within this community in general, but I think I will just stick to my small DeviantArt page, my small Twitter, and just the smaller Discords that I'm in, where they have sections where I can post my art, because I don't want to have to. I don't. I just, this whole mentality, this whole aggression, but these bad vibes, these whole aggression vibes that I'm getting from this community in general is really disheartening, and I really, like I said, I really do want to support some of these creators, but now I just have a more suspicious eye on them, and I will still end up at least watching some people's content here and there, but I'll probably just keep an eye out on them because of the drama that has played out. Uh, but yeah, that's what I have to say on the situation. It's been really hectic, and I'm quite annoyed to see that people are still arguing on people, that certain creators are still going after each other and making arguments when honestly this drama could have been stopped and ended right then and there if people just took accountability, apologize, and just have a civil conversation. Like, even while writing my thoughts on paper about this whole situation, I just had to take pauses because I could just feel my anger just boiling over. It's just, it didn't really, this whole situation just, this could have been ended quickly, to be honest. And I know that recently another creator by the name of Creepshow Art, who was also affected by Peaches, she made a video honestly and recently, and honestly I did watch it, but I don't remember it. All that I got from that video was just bad vibes. That's all I got from the video, just bad vibes. She really didn't have to make that video, especially since that like again, those two videos that I linked down in the description below made some pretty good points and explained things very well. And just watching um her video and just hearing what she's been saying, I'm just getting like, just I don't know, just bad vibes. I can't really find the exact word for it, but I didn't quite like that video, to be honest. And I'm glad I don't even remember what she had said most of it, because I just my brain is pretty much turned to mush from all of this. So yeah. Anyway, as you probably can tell or not, I am still pretty sick. I am a lot better than what I was at the beginning of the week, but still am feeling kind of eh. I honestly thought that sickness would be done in over like 1 or 2 or 3 days, but it's lasted a whole week. I can't be bothered. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and I'm gonna go, and I don't know what I'll do, but I'm gonna go. See you later, guys. Bye.